connecting commerce with community, interviewing business owners and leaders in the community, allowing the audience to peek behind the curtain of what inspires, motivates, drives these individuals to have meaningful, positive impact in this community. For more information about the show, log into irlonestar.com/TBPTX.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hey, this is Lo with Soul Harbor, and you are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe, and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hello, everyone. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, Lone Star Community Radio, FM 104.5, 106.1, Our City TV, Facebook Live, Conroe Culture News, YouTube Live, and of course we're in downtown Conroe at the City of Conroe Tower where City Hall is. Guests today, we are going to learn local ways to increase your education at the University of St. Thomas downtown Conroe location, and Equine Therapy for Veterans at Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary. So our first segment will include University of St. Thomas at downtown with Brenda Banegas and Carla Alsandor. Dr. Carla Alsandor, I probably pronounced that wrong. The show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. Roger Stein Chiropractors are located at 3033 West Davis by Taco Bell and Conroe High School off of Highway 105. And they treat everyone from infants to senior, weekend athletes to professionals, with a focus on natural, holistic healing to relieve pain and achieve optimal health. Dr. Stacy Rogers holds certifications in adjusting extremities, clinical nutrition, prenatal, and pediatric care. If you're a new patient, it's only $29, and it all goes back to CASA, kids in CPS custody. So check it out. Roger Stein Chiropractic. Team Sinisi Real Estate Group. They help you with all of your real estate needs. Buying, selling, investing. Invest. It's a great investment to invest in real estate in Montgomery County because this is a popular place to move to. So Team Sinisi, and it is Sinisi name to remember. 281-507-9777. So a few things happening around us. We are pushing through August. Thank goodness for that, because that means hopefully somewhere down the line we'll start having some fall weather and get into more fun things in September, October, November, December. So there will be a grand opening August 27th at the old Craig Campabella Fine Art Sculpture Studio. There, he has moved out, and there's a new person that is coming to downtown Conroe, and it's called Almost August, 227 North Main, right next to Brownlee Jewelers. And she's going to offer an array of handmade soups, hand-poured candles, natural body butter, linen spray, as well as a lot of other gift options. So check it out. They're open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And this being the last Thursday of the month, I believe it's the last Thursday. Yes, August 25th, there is the Sip and Shop event coming in downtown Conroe. They do this every last Thursday of the month with light bites and drinks. Shops are open till 9 p.m. And there's also a vendor market with food, drinks, and you can get tickets at each shop to win a prize. And winners will be announced the following day. So that's fun. Our local theaters are getting ready for their new season. Both theaters start their performances September 9th through 25th. School of Rock will be performed by local youth singing, playing instruments, acting to the Andrew Lloyd Webber score, highlighting students in the Battle of the Bands. So you can get tickets with the Players Theater Company at their box office at theowntheater.com. That should be a lot of fun. And then down the street, Stage Right of Texas at the Crichton Theater is premiering evening, Murder on the Orient Express. So depending if you want comedy and musical or a little drama, you can go to either one. And those performances are Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Friday, Saturday at 8, Sunday at 2 p.m. And you get tickets either at CrichtonTheater.org or OwenTheater.com. Kids Fish is back Saturday, September 10th from the city of Conroe for you 16 years of age and younger. This is an absolutely free program. They give you everything you need to go fishing at Carl Barton Jr. Park. The program is a nonprofit outreach to educate and provide firsthand fishing experience. And, of course, they give you the poles, the bait, all of that. You register at the event, and there will be prizes. Right following to see who has the biggest fish or who has the biggest story, either one. So later that night, Pacific Yard House, in partnership with Charity Productions, will present the Brian Black Show with special guest Marty Haggard in a tribute to Merle Haggard, Saturday, September 10th. And dinner starts at 7 p.m., and the performance will start at 9. You can get tickets by going to Pacific Yard House and finding out on their Facebook page. So with that, we're going to take a quick break and be back with my first guest from the University of St. Thomas, downtown Conroe, USTMAX Center. And we look forward to hearing what's going on with them. We'll be right back.
Hey, tune in to the Bridge Podcast TX Tuesdays at 11 a.m., where we are connecting commerce with community, interviewing business owners and leaders in the community, allowing the audience to peek behind the curtain of what inspires, motivates, drives these individuals to have meaningful, positive impact in this community. For more information about the show, log into irlonestar.com/TBPTX.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with the Lone Star Community Radio.
Okay, so we are back with our first segment, and we are going to hear from USTMAX Center, University of St. Thomas, in downtown Conroe, right across from the courthouse on Main Street. And they have been there almost 2 years, something like that. It seems longer, but, we had that little pandemic thing in the middle that kind of just changed things up. So I am sitting with Brenda Banegas, she's a recruitment counselor, and Dr. Carla Alsandor. I feel like I'm under pressure to pronounce this right. And so she is the senior director at the center. And, we're going to learn a little bit about what you all offer there because it's so close and right there. And, it's a great way to get involved in increasing your education on so many aspects, right?
Right, exactly. Just being able to have our presence here in Montgomery County has really changed the game for higher ed in this region. Anyone interested in looking into undergraduate, graduate, even a Doctor of Education degree from a private
And it's easy.
liberal
It's right
arts
there.
university,
It's close by.
come right to us. Yeah.
So tell me about, first of all, the programs you offer. What are the different programs? Because you offer a lot of different programs, right, Brenda?
Yes, we have a wide selection and a growing selection of, first of all, associate degrees, which is something that the university started about 2 years ago. So we're going to have our first graduating class this December.
Wow.
And so, we offer 2-year online associate degrees, general business, cybersecurity, networking technology, alcohol and drug counseling, liberal studies, which is a new one this semester, and that we're going to offer that one completely in Spanish starting next semester in the spring. So, we're really excited about all of those. And
Do you teach any of the classes?
I don't teach.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, these are a great opportunity, especially for students coming out of high school or people that are, just want to go back to school and get an associate degree or any other programs, because we do have masters, we have doctorates, as she mentioned, and bachelor's degrees as well. So
How many people are in your undergraduate associates program?
I think I know this semester, like right now, today is the first day of school, so we have our largest class of undergraduate students coming in. I wouldn't know specifically the number of associates, but we do have the largest incoming freshman class.
Is that like 20?
About 400.
400?
For the whole university.
Yeah, for the whole
Oh, for the whole university.
Yeah.
Not where you're at, right?
No.
Right. These programs are online.
These are online. Okay.
Yes, so-
are all of them online?
No, we do have an in-person presence at the main campus in, downtown Houston
Right, of
area.
course.
But at this point, the USTMAX Center, we are recruiting into our online educational programs primarily, although we are always available and happy to talk to anybody that's interested in knowing more about what it would require to become a student in person at the main campus. But this gives us an opportunity to spread our reach and to
Sure.
have people right here not have to
And let them be
worry.
knowledgeable about what classes you offer.
You don't have to commute into the city to get a really fine, private university education right here.
Yeah,
That's
so all
always
of these
good.
programs are through the University of St. Thomas. So once you graduate, it's a diploma, a degree from UST. And so if maybe you don't want an online degree, there's a lot of students that commute. And so UST offers over 40 undergraduate programs and 30 graduate degrees. So yeah, anything you're interested in, always check out our sttom.edu website or USTMAX for our online degrees.
So the beauty of having you so close in downtown Conroe, you do offer other programs, educational programs, leisure programs, lunch and learn, a whole slew of different things and events right there at your
That's
location.
Right. Yeah, we've been very, very active with the community since we opened almost 2 years ago. And like you said, we started a series of programs. They all have the alliteration of LL in their name. So we have leisure learning, lunch and learns, and luminary lectures.
What's a luminary lecture?
So the luminary lectures happen on a quarterly basis, and these are opportunities for the community to come and hear from one of our professors from the main campus, or perhaps someone from the clergy here in the local region who will be talking about something in their area of expertise. The next one we have coming up is going to be a little bit different than those in the past because it's going to include a luminary lecture from a professor, but also followed by a panel discussion. And the topic is bioethics and end-of-life issues.
Wow, that's interesting.
Estate planning from a Catholic perspective. And so we have Dr. Steve Jensen from our bioethics department who will be our keynote speaker. And then, like I said, a panel of experts from different perspectives, from the legal perspective, et cetera, talking about those end-of-life issues. And that's coming up at the end of next month.
Wow, that could be very compelling.
Yep, that's a good one. And then we also have our next Lunch and Learn scheduled for this fall. It will be in October. And we're partnering with folks from the Green Business Bureau to bring us a presentation on business sustainability from a green perspective. And so that's a Lunch and Learn. And the Lunch and Learns are designed to provide information to the business community, things that would be of interest to them and
Are those there at your location?
Yes,
Okay.
unless our RSVP list starts to exceed our maximum capacity, which does happen on more and more occasions
exciting,
as
too.
we build. Yes, it is. So we have wonderful opportunities to partner with the Chamber of Commerce. We can use their location. Sacred Heart Parish here is our Catholic partner, and they have allowed us to use their space there repeatedly. They're just very, very supportive of everything that we're doing, as is the Chamber.
Yeah, and then we also have other programs. I do a variety of information sessions. So since we promote our online degrees, I do get together with our program directors on campus to let the community know about all of the different programs that we offer online. So we have those on our website, the recordings, and then we have a couple more coming up this fall. So we'll learn a little bit more about the Liberal Studies program, which is new on campus, and also about the Global Cybersecurity Bachelor of Arts degree, which is completely online. So if anybody's interested in learning about those programs, please check out our website, USTMAX.com. And join us for the next information sessions. And I'll also be going to a lot of the high schools this semester for their college fairs. So we always like to tell students.
That's exciting.
Yeah. We always like to tell students about all the things going on campus and here at USTMAX Center in Conroe. And since you mentioned the other programs that we have at USTMAX, we do offer healthcare training as well. So those are in classes that we have in person at USTMAX in Conroe. And so they're actually hybrid programs. We have one in medical assistant and phlebotomy. Those are two that are offered in person, and it's also online, so they come in 2 days a week and they work
So they do
online.
like practical when
Yep.
they're...
Yep, and that happens here in downtown Conroe. And then there are two other programs that those are completely online, but also billing and coding and EKG technician. So anyone
Those are
wanting-
popular, I'll bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because those pay pretty well, too, once you get those certifications.
Yeah, and what we found is that a lot of young people, and maybe those who are refocusing their careers at a later point in life, they want to get into something quickly so that they can start earning those good salaries that could eventually afford them the opportunity to go on for a full degree. And so these programs, these certification programs, are a wonderful way to do that. They're very short in duration. You can be certified and ready. Well, you can be ready to sit for the state exam to become certified within, in some cases, weeks. Like phlebotomy, for example, is a 3-week program.
3 weeks. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and then the others are maybe 3.5 months. But it's a very quick turnaround to be able to get out there. And as
Make
you
some money.
know,
Right.
the job market is great right now.
It is.
in
People
that
don't want to work.
field.
I don't know why.
There are lots of opportunities available to get into a job
absolutely.
very quickly, and like you said, at a livable wage, so that you can, take care of your family, or perhaps also tuck away something for that next level of education.
Oh, that's fabulous. What is the most popular classes to take? What is the most, certifications, or what seems to be what people are going towards?
Well, I think the one right now with the healthcare training has been medical assistant. We've heard a lot about phlebotomy, but medical assistant has been, I guess, the more popular one.
I would agree with that. Yeah. And it's really great for us to be able to see these young people coming in. They have on their scrubs. They're
excited.
They're excited. Oftentimes they're rushing in from their day job because these are nighttime classes.
Okay.
And they're spending, another 4 or 5 hours in the classroom after getting off from a full day's work. So they're
It's a surge for them.
Yes.
It just is motivating them to do better.
Yeah, it's really
So it's very
heartwarming.
nice that it's convenient.
And we didn't talk earlier about our leisure learning program that we also offer at the USTMAX Center. This is adult continuing education. These are non-credit bearing courses that adult learners can come and take from us. We've had a really great response to the creative writing workshop.
I was just going to ask about that one.
Yeah, we've offered that one a few times, and I'm sure it'll probably come around again. So, stay tuned for more dates on creative writing. But right now we have English as a second language going on. It's our second semester to offer that particular adult learning course, and it's also very well received here in the community. That's a need that we're really pleased to be able to fill. Yeah, so that's a good one as well.
So many things that y'all do. It's
We
just
stay busy.
phenomenal. No, and you're also very involved, like you said, in the community and doing things and participating. You mentioned partnering with Sacred Heart. That's,
Yes.
that makes sense. But you also partner with Economic Development, the Conroe Downtown Area Association, and
Yes.
some others, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to be able to dive in right off the bat and get involved with, like you said, the Conroe Downtown Area Association. That's, of course, a natural fit for us since we are right in the
right
heart
there.
of downtown. And it's important to us to be good community partners and to do what we can to help promote the advancement of the downtown area. So that's been really exciting and interesting, and it's a good learning experience for us as well, because it gives us an opportunity to hear from people and what their interest and their desires are. It's our goal, it's our vision to be intrinsic to a high quality of life here in Montgomery County. And so we want to know what that looks like to people. We want to hear from the community. And so
You're immersed in it.
yeah, to be able to learn from our fellow business people right here in the downtown area is good, but we also always encourage anyone in the community that has any interest in higher education and has some ideas that they would like to put forward to come by and see us and let us know what's on their mind.
Yeah, and I think early on, one of the things we learned is how important supporting veterans in our community is. So one of the programs that we started was the Veteran Entrepreneurship Boot Camp, which we had a really great class this spring, 2023, and we want to do it again.
Tell me about it.
Next year. Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
about what's involved in that.
The Veteran Entrepreneurship Boot Camp is a new program that we developed specifically for the veterans here in Montgomery County. We brought together a team of heavy hitters from the university to academics as well as administrators to work in partnership with some of the veteran leaders here in our community to help us understand what the needs of those veteran entrepreneurs are. And we designed this program specifically for them. It was a 3-month. They met every weekend. It was on Saturdays. It was a huge commitment on their parts because some of these folks are already running their businesses. Others were in the very early stages of developing their business plans.
So what's involved in the classes?
So we were able to provide them with the nuts and bolts, the nitty-gritty understandings of what it takes to be successful in small business. So that included everything from the technology side of things, marketing, business modeling, how to obtain and keep clientele or customer
Accounting,
base.
I'm sure, is involved in that.
The financial aspects,
Yes.
yes, very much so involved with that. And so we had a
it's
series
very
of
thorough.
speakers that were scheduled to come in on specific dates during the boot camp. And then those were all online offerings. This was also a hybrid program, right? So they had these online offerings. But then on the weeks in between the online offerings, we had the in-person opportunities for them to come together, also to hear from a special speaker that we brought in. Sometimes they were veterans themselves who had business do's and don'ts to share with them, but also a chance for those veterans to get together and network with each other and learn from each other. So it was a really neat pilot.
They need that. They need,
program.
Especially people that have been veterans.
Yeah,
to hear
and
from
the
them.
veteran, the VFW here in
4709.
town, yes, Marcy and that group down there, they've been so supportive of us and very
That's
involved.
wonderful.
And so we'll partner with them again for the next boot camp, which we'll offer in the spring.
Yeah, and it ended with a pitch competition. So the veterans had the opportunity to pitch, I guess, their project for their job, for their business, and they had the opportunity to win money for their businesses.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Sounds like Shark Tank.
Yes.
Very
Well,
similar.
that's amazing. So there's just so many things that y'all offer out there, and people should just come in and talk to you because you're very informal. You're very approachable.
Yeah, well, we love meeting people. We're always there to welcome people in. And, we've only just shared with you so far the things that we currently have going on and that we're planning to do again. But we haven't talked yet about what's coming in the future, and that's where it gets really exciting because we are in the early stages of developing our first in-person undergraduate degree program to be offered right here in Montgomery County. So more to come on that, but we're looking at launching that, if all goes according to plan, in the fall of '23.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I can tell you're excited about that.
Very exciting. Very
And please
exciting.
come join us in downtown Conroe. We're open Monday through Friday. So come visit us, chat with us about anything you may be interested, or come to our events. We'll be celebrating our 2nd anniversary in October.
That's fun.
And you can
You'll have to
always
keep me appraised of that.
Yes.
October 20th, mark your calendar.
October 20th. So you're also doing an event this Saturday? Are you part of the author?
Ooh, the film.
Oh,
Yeah.
the author premiere,
Good thing I write
Brenda.
notes.
Yes, this is exciting.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. you
So
wanna
it's
talk about that?
the author movie by Walker and Cable Productions. We had a group of students from UST take a film class here at USTMAX Center a year ago. And so they got to be part of the backstage organization and prep. for
Hands-on
this
learning.
movie.
The
Yes,
crew,
Yes, yes. So we'll be attending
The
what
premiere.
is the premiere this Saturday.
That is fun.
Well, and we're also going to be looking for Brenda in the movie. She was an extra on.
Well, see how fun.
Yeah,
we
my
have some
debut as an
common
extra in the
ground.
movie.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Very
we're
exciting.
excited to join them this weekend for that.
Yeah,
premiere.
they're planning a red carpet event this weekend at the Crichton, so it'll be fun.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's pretty big for Conroe.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. That's fabulous. So you've also partnered with the Conroe Art Gallery in the
Yes,
past.
that's been a wonderful partnership. We've had some great art contests, and the winners of these art contests had the privilege of hanging their art at the USTMAX Center for the duration of 3 months. And these pieces of art are on sale, and so the encouragement was for them to, through their social media networks, let people know that
Just
their
get more exposure.
art was there, so they can come on in during our regular business hours and take a look at those winning pieces. The first one we did was a painting contest, and then we did another one that was a photography contest, and those were really great fun. We love seeing the art hanging on our walls. We have sort of a natural gallery area that goes down the hallway leading to the classroom.
People should come in there and go check it out. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah,
You
anytime.
know, all the glass around there, and it's very contemporary. A lot of white. You know.
Yes.
Contemporary, and yet we're in a very historic building.
That's true.
Which is a really
Just
nice,
been a little renovated.
Yeah, it's a
little
really
bit.
nice combination for us. Yeah.
It's just beautiful, and it's so convenient.
Thank
it's right
you.
there on the corner of,
West
North
Davis and
Main.
Main Street.
Yep.
yeah,
North
there you
Main
go,
at West
Davis and Main Street. So what have we not mentioned?
I think we've covered pretty much everything we have going on right now.
Well, follow us on social media. We're at USTMAX Center on all social media networks. So
And they
yeah,
can sign
follow
up
us.
for the e-blasts that come out?
Yes.
And
Yep.
then they can stay in the know
Yes.
of
please
new
do so.
classes, enrollment, lecture series,
Yep.
Yeah,
lunch
we
and
won't,
learns.
we won't spam you. We just have a monthly e-newsletter that we send out.
It's pretty easy.
But thank you for your support. You've been really great to us since we've been here, Margie, and we're looking forward to what comes next. Like you mentioned
too.
earlier, we have the Christmas on Main coming up in a few months. That's always a wonderful opportunity.
Window decorating,
Well,
all
yeah,
of
that's
that.
always fun. And it gives us a chance to expose a whole new batch of people to what we're doing, because since we are right there on Main Street, when folks come into downtown for the Christmas on Main, they have a chance to see us and get to know more about what we're doing. And so that's a great opportunity, and it's always so much fun. We love meeting families with kids and
Oh, yeah.
seeing their sparkling eyes.
and I speak Spanish, so for any Spanish
No.
for Spanish speakers, yes, since we have this liberal studies program, we also offer a couple of master's degree completely in Spanish. So parents of students or students that, want to pursue a degree in Spanish, or not even in Spanish, but just in general, come and visit us, and I'm always happy to chat.
I used to be fluent in Spanish. Not
Come practice
anymore.
with me.
What
You
happened?
don't use it, you don't
Yeah.
have it, you lose it.
That's true.
It's kind of how it goes. So we know where you're located. You're locating on Main Street, across from the courthouse, right on the corner there. And your Facebook page, USTMAX Center, USTMAX Center. Also, they can go to your website, USTMAX.com. It's just super easy. University of St. Thomas.
And we're on all the major platforms. We have
course.
Twitter and
Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram.
No TikTok?
Okay, not TikTok yet, but UST
But,
does.
hey.
So you can follow St. Thomas Houston on TikTok and check out everything that happens on campus.
You need to go check it out. It's fun. Okay, well, thank you, ladies, both Brenda and Carla. I appreciate you guys and coming on and sharing your story. And we'll look forward to the author at 8 p.m. And that's invited only, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
So sorry if you're not invited, but they'll have other things coming up. They have something coming up, learning lecture September 29th.
That's correct.
September 29th.
Lecture is
luminary
is on that
lecture, and they have other upcoming events. So check it out. Get on the e-blast or follow their social media.
Yes, that way they can get all the dates
Thanks, ladies.
and times. Thank you so much for having us.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
And we are back for our second segment today. I am sitting across with Donna Stedman. She's the founder, executive director of Henry's Horse and Human Sanctuary. So she's going to tell us a little bit how she got started, what she does there, about the horses, about the veterans, and anything else you want to talk about today, Donna. Thank you.
Much. Thank you so much, Margie. You know, and I know this makes me sound like a complete nutcase. If people really want the story of how this started, then they got to know the backstory.
Let's do it.
That, about 30 years ago, I believe I had a conversation with God that told me that I'd be having a retreat center someday, that it would be a place where people come to heal their souls, and that when the time is right, if I keep seeking Him, when the time is right, He'd take care of the land, the money, and the people. And I had absolutely no more details other than a short virtual tour of it, and I got to actually see it when I stopped arguing with this voice telling me about it. And I said, you know, my husband's never going to leave a golf course community. I got these small children to raise. And when I stopped arguing with him, he said, okay, let me show you what it's going to be. But that was 30 years ago. And about 10 years ago, I got the first two horses, Henry and Lexi, and I got them for personal reasons, for my sister who was living with me that was bipolar. And I'd always been telling her, you got to get out of bed every day or body's going to fall apart on you. And so she went horseback riding with one of my brothers in Michigan and came back and said, I think if I got a horse, that would get me out of bed every day. And horses were the love of my life. I grew up on a farm up in Indiana. And that's kind of how it all started. And so I picked out Henry and Lexi and got a few more rescue horses over the next years and started a little trail riding business to help pay for them. And one night I was sitting around a campfire, And I just realized I have somebody here with financial experience, and I have somebody with law experience, and I have somebody with nonprofit experience, and I have some of my veterans. I'd always let the veterans ride with me for free because my son was, at that time, I think he was on his second deployment into the Middle East. He had graduated from West Point in 2010 and was an Apache pilot, and so veterans were kind of my heart, you know. And so I thought, God, you're starting this retreat by way of these horses, aren't you? And one of the things he had mentioned to me was, it's going to be better than anything you could ever imagine. And for me, just being around horses is better than anything I could ever imagine. Being out in nature, working on the land, that's where my soul is. And so I incorporated Henry's Home over about a 3-year period of time, had absolutely no idea how to run a nonprofit or how to incorporate it into a nonprofit, but I just got a book for dummies and learned and did it. And so it was just about 2 or 3 months after I incorporated this that we started having a problem with a neighbor who didn't like having a business in their neighborhood. Yeah. And so it turned into a front page article in the Houston Chronicle talking about this controversy that was going on. And one of the things that they all agreed with was that we need our own land. And so Johnson Development had just bought Camp Strake, Boy Scout property, and was turning it into Grand Central Park. And it was just about 10 minutes from where we were, so it wasn't going to take a big move. And they found out, they read that article and said, we just bought this property. Can you move your horse sanctuary over here? And so, we were there for about 4 years.
That's exciting.
It was a God thing. There was just no way that it wasn't a God thing, because we'd been paying board and just staying $200 every month ahead of paying our bills. And they took care of, Johnson Development was awesome. They gave us about a 5 to 10 acre piece of land. We were the first people that were there before they even built any houses. So we had the old Boy Scout trails, and they gave us pavilions, and we had electricity, which was really cool. And, just the things you take for granted. And then that first year after we moved there, then LMC, Leadership Montgomery County, chose us as their project. And they helped us build out our property, got it leveled, put in arenas for us, put in sprinklers, electrical. They got us an office trailer.
Amazing.
And so, for me, having a place that was air conditioned felt like a complete miracle, because I'd been 4 or 5 years at that point in boot sucking mud, 6 months of the year, and absolutely out in air conditioning or freezing and trying to take care of this growing herd of rescue horses that I was collecting over the period of time, really not knowing why or what it was for. And so we were there for 4 years, and slowly but surely that construction started to come around closer to us. We lost our water the first year and had to pump water out of their pond every day for adding 2 extra hours of labor to us. We were all volunteers, And then one of our volunteers just happened to mention, as I was talking about the fact that we really needed to move, but I had no idea where or how this was going to be. I really have been just trusting God through this whole thing, and it's funny because, half of me feels like I've got this human side, this ego side that says, I live in scared shitless land. How am I going to pay for these horses? And how am I going to keep everything going? And how am I going to build this thing that you told me about, God, And I'm a very, very mediocre average person in every way. I've never been hugely
You're not mediocre in any way.
I've never been hugely successful at anything. I'm a good mom. I raised 3 incredible kids, and that's probably the only thing good that I've ever done in the world that was of meaning. But what I didn't understand is, as he was building this thing through me, and the purpose of my purpose there is really being a mom to everybody, and so it's all worked out the way
you're a leader.
It's supposed to. Yeah,
you're a leader, and
I've been forced into
you're
leadership
running
position.
Yes, you're running the whole thing,
and I'm learning as I go, making plenty of mistakes, but learning as I go.
Sure.
And I'm a firm believer that everything that we go through is for our good and for our growth. Every mistake is there for a reason. Every person that comes into our life is there for a reason, good and bad. And I know that's hard to hear after everything you've been through in the last year.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with all of that. Parts of it, yes.
Yeah. But so one of our volunteers had this 21-acre piece of property 5 minutes from where we were in Grand Central Park, and it had never flooded, which was a really cool thing to us because we had to do an emergency evacuation with Harvey. And it's on a dead-end street, so we don't have any traffic. It's got a well, so we didn't have to worry about our own water, or the city taking away our water for any reason. It was so obviously a God thing. So in 10 years from the time I got the first 2 horses till now, we went through 5 moves and just keeping our heads above water month after month as we were paying the bills, accumulating more horses. And
how many horses do you have now?
We have 32 that we take care of.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we have about 27 that are ours, and then a few that were boarded with the property when we took it over, so we let them stay. And we had a couple of volunteers that had a couple that we let them come. And that's probably one of the hardest parts of my job at this point is I get calls every day from people that want to donate horses to us because they love their horses and they can't take care of them anymore. And they want to make sure that they have a forever good home. And I have to say no to 99.9% of them. And I try to help some of them find homes through the other mounted patrols, the other equine therapy places. If I can possibly help them, I try to. But I know that there's a very good probability that they're going to end up going to slaughter through Craigslist or through Marketplace or Free to a Good Home or whatever it is, because we ship almost 100,000 horses a year out of the United States through Mexico. So we're kind of in the bottom of the pipeline of the slaughter industry. And it's really tough knowing where these horses are going to mostly end up. And so that's a hard part of my job.
I'm sure.
Just like every job, just like every...
Yeah, but that's
everything becomes painful.
That's very painful as an animal lover that I am. Yeah.
And if you couldn't take care of your dogs anymore and nobody else wanted them, what's going to happen to them? And, I think as a nonprofit, I feel maybe extra pressure because I know that I've got a place that if we ever can't make the bills, we don't just shut down and stop serving veterans and first responders, but I also have 32 beloved horses that are like our children that are going to slaughter, and so my human side says, I'm scared to death, and how am I going to make this work? And my soul keeps saying, hey, he made this promise to you 30 years ago. He has never let you down over the last 10 years. Stop worrying about it. I've got this, And so that helps me sleep at night. But really, honestly,
so what kind of funding do you get? I know you got the land donated to you, but you also apply for grants and things to keep you going?
We get some small little grants, mostly foundations in our community. About, like most nonprofits, we get about 70 to 75% of our donations from personal people. And we get some small corporate things, some small foundation things.
Any legacy things?
We did have one. It was really interesting because last year I got a check for $22,000, and so did, I know, Katie at Bears, etc. A woman who died had left checks for 5 animal rescues, and I'd never even heard of her, didn't know her, So those are the kind of things that are amazing. But we're still all volunteers. We're hoping to get to the point someday where I can pay some salaries, because we have some people that put an awful lot of heart and soul into what they're doing out there. And with the prices going high and gas prices and stuff, that's becoming more of a problem for some of our volunteers. But anybody can volunteer with us.
What do they do?
They basically just go to our website. We've got the information on our website. And also, they can just call me and say, we have a new volunteer orientation at the beginning of every month, and they can come.
You have 2 different times, Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then we have a chore training time on the morning of the following Saturday for new volunteers to just kind of get on board with us. But any civilian over the age of 18 can volunteer with us, and any veteran or first responder and their families, including kids under the age of 18, can come out. And we tried doing equine psychotherapy through EGALA organization for about 3 years while we were at Grand Central Park. And that basically is where you have about 15, and this was just for veterans and first responders. And it basically means you have 15 minutes with the horse, and you're doing some ground activity, and then you sit down with the psychotherapist to discuss that for about 45 minutes, and it's once a week for an hour. And we were just having a heck of a time trying to get any veterans to come, and we couldn't figure out why. So, yeah, I think in 2018, I think we had a total of 12 veterans. We had a wonderful gal, Shannon Novak, that was running that program for us. As a volunteer, she was an equine specialist, so I was paying her and the therapist for that time. But I just couldn't get any veterans to sign up for it. And so we started talking to our veterans and saying, what can we do different? What are we doing wrong? And they said, we won't come to anything that says therapy in it. You know, that John Wayne syndrome of the veterans and the first responders that say, I'm tough, I can handle this, I don't need any help. And we just couldn't get past that wall, even though this was an incredible service. The ones that did come said, this is saving my life. But we couldn't get the vast majority of them to come. So she took that program to her personal home where she has 3 horses in Montgomery and is continuing that program through Sunny Creek Ranch and Homes for Heroes program. But we started a new program after we canceled that one, and we call it our Equine Learning Program. And that allows veterans and first responders and their families to come out and spend as much time with the horses as they want and take care and training and riding lessons all for free. They can get as involved as they want with the horses, and they can get as involved as they want with the land. We couldn't do that when we were doing the psychotherapy. If they would have even picked up a hammer to nail a board on for us, we could have lost our certifications because of the confidentiality with the psychotherapy. And the truth is that the horses are the therapists. And so we just figured out that if we get the middleman out of the way and let the horses do what they do best, the best therapists, the best teachers, then that's going to work probably better for us. We tried it, you know, and we went from having a dozen veterans in 2019 or 18 to having over 100 in 2019, and it's growing, and we're working with a lot of other nonprofit organizations now that serve veterans. And, you know, it took us years to become trusted in the industry.
So do you partner with VFW Post 4709?
Yeah, they did a fundraiser for us last year, and it was really wonderful. And they raised about $8,500 for us, which was really nice. And we work with, the not just the VFW's American Legion. Wounded Warriors Project comes out about once a month and brings some of their guys out for a kind of a team building work day with us with the horses. We're working with the VA. Every month they come out with some of their more seriously ill patients.
You need to get involved with Spring Creek Blue Star Mothers, which I'm a part of, and also the Veterans Commission, which is right across the lobby here.
Those are 2. I joined the Blue Star Mothers, but it was over in Kingwood, and that was quite a drive for me at the time. So
we meet at Honor Cafe.
I know.
You need to go.
I saw that recently, and I thought I need to do that.
You need to.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it.
Yeah, I need to because
I'm part of this one too.
There's
the Veterans
moms
Commission.
out here. Yeah, there's moms out there, and there's families out here
Yes.
who know their kids need. Their sons
And they
and
can
daughters
spread the word.
need this kind of
So
help because it's
that
still
could be your goal.
getting past that PTSD and getting
Sure.
past that wall
Yeah.
is so hard. And yet just getting us out of the way and just letting them have a family and letting them have time with the horses and time to come out and work with their hands and learn new skills, it's an amazing thing.
So you talked about that. I also saw that you have a couple other programs that you offer as well.
We have just our learning program that works with the horses, and we have an outstanding program director, a professional that teaches those lessons. And we also have a ranch life mentoring program, and that allows veterans and first responders to come out and work with other veterans and first responders and some of our civilians learning new skills, kind of
I love that.
Just like electrical, plumbing, welding, carpentry,
Applied
things
skills.
like that. Yeah. We don't give any certifications. We don't do any formal training. It's just working on projects at the sanctuary. And sometimes it can be with Halliburton, or sometimes it can be with Entergy or Exxon. And, they come out and they take on some of my harder projects. And, that's all part of that program that teaches you some basic carpentry skills, land management. Mowing and tractor
work. A little of everything of what you do.
Everything. Yeah, we need help with everything.
I like that. I think
Thank
that's
you.
a phenomenal way to do things.
Thank you.
So you have the veterans programs for the veterans, you have volunteer programs, and it sounds like you always need donations too.
Oh,
horses cost a lot to feed too.
It costs us, it costs us about $30,000 a month to keep the place running. And usually we're at about 1 to 2 months worth of money in the bank at any one time. I usually keep somewhere around $50,000 to $60,000, $70,000 at any one time in the bank, So every bit helps. And sometimes it can be something like a used golf cart that you don't want anymore, or a used ATV, or a mower, or tools, or something like that, and we can give you a tax write-off for them. Anything you can think of that can be used on a ranch.
What's the best way to get in connection with you, Donna?
My phone number is 281-292-1110, and I always try to answer my phone if at all possible, and that's probably the best way to reach me, or send me a text is even better if I don't answer my phone. And that's the same information you're going to get on the website and on Facebook and everything else.
You love this.
I know this is my purpose on earth, and it's not easy. My kids were talking to me the other day about this because I put so much time into this and not so much time into them. And they said, at first there was some jealousy there and stuff, but they said, Mom, we've really learned to understand that this is your purpose on earth, and you know it. And so you are willing to go through all the heartache.
It's a driven life.
You don't have any choice. I said the topping, my icing on the cake is my kids. They're my joy. But I'm fulfilling my purpose, and so I don't have any choice, and I just plug away at it day by day, and so do everybody else that's out there. And we find great joy every time I have a veteran say, Donna, this is the thing that gets me out of bed every day and keeps me from putting a gun to my head, is knowing I'm coming out to spend time with Henry or one of his herd mates. That makes it all worth it.
Well, I know you're always working hard. Every time I see you, you look like...
Exhausted?
I was going to say exhausted, but that's not the pleasant word. No, not filthy. But you look like you're working it. You're when I see you, you're doing something that's in between what you're really doing, and taking the time to meet other people because you really want to be out at the ranch, working it and with the horses. And my job, I can tell this is your passion.
I mean, my job is fundraising and networking and spreading the word, and I never know where a dime is going to come from.
I mean, I met you before you had the place.
That's right.
When you were trying to lay the ground and get it out there. Have you done any big events to raise some funds?
We do actually have a small fundraiser that's planned on November 13th at Grand Central Park at their pavilion at their lake house. And it's just going to be a family-oriented bingo, band, food, fun afternoon from 2 to 5 o'clock on November 13th at Grand Central Park. And so that's, that helps us. The fundraisers help us to raise money, but they also take a lot of time away from our volunteers for all the hard, sweaty
and there's expenses
work
for that
they
as
do,
well.
And there's expenses and stuff. Yeah. But I just, we're busting our butt to try to make this thing work and to take care of these horses and provide this opportunity for veterans. And I really have learned over the years that I don't want to spend a lot of time on fundraisers or a lot of time writing grants and stuff, because God's continuing to show me that he's got this by just giving us a check. We get a check every month from Marine League, East Texas Attachment Marine League, and all the different organizations, just the Welcoming Neighbors Club and the Montgomery County Foundation, and all these little checks add up, and they just keep us going.
So you have faith it's going to work out.
I know my people worry about it, and they say, Donna, you need to spend less time outside doing chores and more time inside fundraising, because they worry about it. But my soul really doesn't, because he made this promise. I've based my entire life on it. He's proven it to me over and over and over again when he's pulled us out of, our fat out of the fire financially. So I really don't have any reason not to continue to trust him. And someday this is going to be a beautiful retreat center.
I need to go by and check it out.
You need to. We'd love you to.
My mom is right down the road from there.
Really?
In assisted living.
You need to.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Like I said, someday it's going to be a beautiful
So,
retreat center.
Let's talk about how people can connect with you. You have your Facebook page, Henry's Home Horse and Human, and that's the Facebook. And I mean, it's easy to Google. It's probably the easiest way. And Henry's Home Horse Sanctuary.org. But just Google it and find it. Just Google it in the search for Facebook
and Henry's Home.
Yeah, and it'll come
pop up.
So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
for
really
all that
appreciate it.
I know somebody else that's passionate about their work. And,
I am passionate, and I'm passionate about veterans. I'm passionate about active military. I'm passionate about a lot of things, I
You
suppose.
are. You
But
are.
I appreciate you coming on today, and hopefully getting the word out. This will help.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Donna.
Let's make sure our veterans are taken care of with mental health as well as physical health.
Absolutely.